Hi there, I was asked to go over the components and the setup for the Wi-Fi RoboTrap. I do want to give a shout out to the woman that actually put the schematics for this Wi-Fi RoboTrap online. Her name is Deb Skilton, and she is a retired mechanical engineer from Boeing, so pretty cool. And we really appreciate her putting this online for the TNR world to use. So the first and foremost, we're going to need a trap. So this is a True Catch 30 LTD, and it has a chain that goes from the trigger plate to the bar up here, which is how the trap works. So since we're using this trap for targeted trapping only, we want to disengage that. We just don't want to trap any cat, because chances are we've got every cat in the colony right now, and we're just trying to get that last cat, that holdout cat. So we're gonna put this trap up. We're gonna trap train with the trap, get the cats used to going in and out of the trap. We're gonna have both ends open, have it set up for at least a week in advance with the food in the middle. The only place the cats can eat is this trap. And then come trap day, you're gonna close the one end, and then you're gonna make sure that the bowl that's in there is a very large bowl. I'm gonna move this closer so you can see. Put a very large bowl in the trap, because you don't want to have to keep coming back every half an hour to refill the food. So I would put a heaping amount of food in there. It doesn't have to be anything special. You already have the cats eating out of here. So the first component, after you have the trap and you've done some trap training, gotten the cats used to eating in there, is the actuator. So you can buy 2 of these off of Amazon. They're about $9, so about $4.50 each, and that is the moving part. So it moves like that, so it goes up and down. So when it's on the trap, you have it in the up position, and I'll move this a little bit closer. Here's the actuator, and then I've got a string attached to the piece of the trap that actually pulls down, so that'll trigger the trap to close. So I have that attached with a string. Hopefully you can see that string there. And then, like I said, those are 2 for $9. The adjustment or modification we made to the original schematics were, we put this on the outside. So it comes with a bracket. And the bracket, I was afraid, since it was going to be on the inside of the trap, I didn't want the cat to hurt itself. So we wrapped it like 3 or 4 times with electrical tape, just that real thick rubbery tape, just to make sure that no cat would injure itself on the bracket, because it's on the inside, and I don't know if you can see here, but it's pretty, the bracket there is covered with that tape. So this goes on the inside of the trap, and then you've got the screw holes here that screw into it. So you can put it anywhere you want. There worked well for us. The second component you're going to need is the Wi-Fi switch. And that is actually what tells the actuator what to do. That tells it, once we hit the switch on our phone, hit the button on our phone, it tells the Wi-Fi switch to send the actuator a signal, and it pulls it down. And so I'm going to show you, I'm going to stop right here, and I'm going to show you how that works. So you can see both sides of the trap right now. So this gets pushed down, and it activates the trap to close. The Wi-Fi switch and the actuator are both plugged into this, so they're both powered by the battery pack. The battery pack was about $35 off of Amazon, and then miscellaneous wiring was probably about $10 to $20. Another modification that we did was my husband wanted to make it very easy for me to take it apart, so when it came time to really clean and sanitize the trap, I can take them apart pretty easily. So this pulls apart instead of being wired in where you have to untwist the wire. So it's very easy to pull apart, so then I can separate this from that, and I can even unscrew the actuator if I wanted to. Hopefully I won't need to go through that process, but it wouldn't be that difficult if I had to. And then to get it back in, oh, doing it upside down. Okay, it goes in that way. And then the next thing would be the jetpack. we added it to our plan, so we have Verizon. So it was around $25 a month to add it to the plan. You actually don't need your own internet if you don't want to use your own internet. You can actually hook up the Wi-Fi switch to, like if you're trapping at someone's private home and they're okay with you hooking up to their internet. You just have to make sure that they have the 2.4 gigahertz as well as the B protocol for their internet. Otherwise, the Wi-Fi switch will not pair with it. And then another thing is the ring cam. For the field test in the Mesa, we used the ring camera that's wired. So I brought an external battery pack for the ring camera. That won't be necessary because I just ordered a Ring doorbell cam that's completely wireless, so it just charges as needed. And I actually already have a couple of those, and the batteries last about 30 days. If they're, if they're being used a lot, they'll last a lot longer if they're not picking up a lot of movement. So, and those you can get on Amazon. If you get them on sale, you can get them for $20 or $30. So it's a pretty good deal for those, as long as you have a Ring account, I guess. So I think I've answered all the questions on how to put it together and what the components are. But if you have any further questions, or you're in the process of putting it together and you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask, send me a message, write something in the comments. I'm more than happy to help. Hope you have a great day.